I am Stefanie. I have been working with Helping Hands for the last 4 years. It all started with my adopted daughter being diagnosed with learning difficulties when she was supposed to go into grade 1. Unfortunately, I had a professional tell me that nothing will ever become of her, and I refused those words. So I started doing research, and I have, over the last 4 years, I've built what you can see in the classroom. I do a lot of community work, so I've also picked up kids from the community that has learning difficulties and that's been failed by the mainstream system. So I bring them in and I work with them. So we'll start at the basics of where they are. No matter what the age is, we will start at the level where the kids are. If it means that we are starting with grade 1 work, even though they are 12 or 11 years old, we start at the grade 1 work and we build the foundation. So almost like a foundation of a house, we try and get our foundation of our education built securely so that we can keep building upon that. Because if your foundation is not correct, you're never gonna ever, whatever you learn is not gonna stand for anything. So we start at the levels where the kids are. We do Cambridge. I also do a lot of Montessori, and then we also throw in a lot of games, a lot of practical, a lot of different manipulatives that we have to actually get the kids to be able to learn the tasks that they need to learn. So we are currently 11 kids, of which they all work at different levels. We have ECD A to grade 5 currently, and they all work in the one space because we'll follow one topic and then we'll drop off wherever the kids are. So if they're all doing the plants, we will do the plants together, and we'll just drop the kids at the different levels where they are. The biggest challenge we've found so far is the school systems, the mainstream school system, just push the kids forward to the next level, and it actually doesn't build their confidence. So you get them, they're coming in with very low confidence, not believing that they can do something, and not being able to try even because they just don't have the confidence. So we build the kids' confidence, we find out where their strong points are, and then we work on those, we build those strong points, but we also work on their weak points to get them more and less balanced. The challenge we have is not all parents actually acknowledge that their kids have learning problems at an early stage, so that a lot of them have been left for quite a while. But for me, I believe that no matter what stage the kid comes to me, we will always be able to do something for them. So Helping Hands is looking at doing vocational. So we're going to do basic maths, basic English, your life skills. So whether that means we are teaching them to cook, we are teaching them how to balance when they go shopping, how do they balance their money, how do they handle communication with other people, and then we're going to teach them a life skill. So we're going to find out what their strong points are and then push them into that life skill. So whether it's teaching them Montessori, whether it's teaching them woodwork, sewing, mechanics, is finding the strong point of the children so that they can find, and whether they do that vocational over 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, as long as by the time they're finished with what they're doing with us, they have a certificate and they'll be able to be self-sustainable by the time they leave school. So we not only look, that's why we called Helping Hands group of schools, because we've got the kindergarten and the Montessori section, we've got the primary section, and then we've got the vocational section. So it's going to be different sections, hence we're going to try and bring them in, and by the time they leave us, they've got better understanding and a certificate of some sort. Okay, so all of this has been self-funded by me. I've been fortunate that I have had other incomes, and I've built it over the last 4 years. We've got a good combination of tools at the moment. We have a very good library where we've just been adding on to some stuff. I've got a lot of Montessori equipment. As we're doing research of what it is that the kids need, and if we find something new, we try and add it in. So we've got a good base to start off with and to work with. So yes, this has been funded over the last 4 years by myself. It is a challenge because obviously I'm restrained to what it is that I can do at the time. Ideally, it would be good to have the school set up where it can look after itself. But the problem that we have is a lot of the kids that are with me actually come from families that are less fortunate, where they can't even afford to put proper food on their tables. So putting them under stress to have a school fees to be paid, they would rather leave their kids wherever they are and then say, no, the kids will get somewhere. So for me, my aim is, yes, we have kids that can pay for their fees, but also have subsidized fees for the children that are not able to afford the other schools. In Zimbabwe, we have a problem that Silver Linings is for a lot of kids with severe autism and for a lot of kids with Down syndrome and stuff. Not everybody can afford to pay the Silver Linings fees. Not to say that it's not a good school. It is a good school. It does do what it needs to do. But the children that are in the basic on the ground, that comes from just an ordinary family, are not always able to pay for those expensive schools. So the kids are left behind. Sometimes the kids don't go to school. Sometimes the kids are just put in a government school where the government schools have got too many kids in the classroom. The teachers are not equipped to help the children with learning difficulties. So these kids just get left behind. So the aim of Helping Hands is, as well as what we're going to have our kids that can afford to pay the fees, we're still going to help those lot that is from the community that needs the help. And this is where we're looking at for the funding, so that we can open the doors to more children that are from a background where they're the less fortunate. Okay, so I'm looking at expanding from where I am now. We have got a plan built up for a vision that I had for what the school needs to look like, and what's going to take care of the kids' needs. So I'm hoping within the next 5 years, we will be able to start. We have our school in the next 5 years to have it. We're going to start looking at moving from where we are now and starting with baby steps. We've reached this point. Where I started was a very small room where we could only fit really 3 kids. We've now got this room that we can fit. We've got 11, and we've still got some space for a few, but we're starting to get cramped. So we're looking at where we can move into another property, where we can expand a bit, and then over the next vision, the vision is for the next 5 years for the actual school to be built and for the doors to be opened for a lot more people. It doesn't necessarily have to start at kindergarten level. I would like it to be even kids that are already teenagers, adults, if they haven't had the opportunity to have a vocational training, for us to be able to offer them a vocational training. I've got an Instagram page, and I will also share the link for that. And then I've got my number. It's 077 312 4642. I'm based in Ridgeview currently, so it's a matter of just someone reaching out to me and saying to me, I'm happy to meet with anyone who wants to see the school and who wants to contribute. And maybe if there's someone out there that you know of that needs the help, refer them to me and get them to me, so we can try and help as many kids as we can.
Okay. Thank you so much.